Good morning. Good morning. And congratulations. I had to hold myself back. It just becomes so emotional for me to see what you have done and how hard you've tried, and at times where other people take it for granted what you've done. When we think about the United States of America, from time to time we have lively discussions on who should be allowed into this great country. And I have always understood our strength, the greatness of this country is because of its diversity, because of where we came from, where my father came from, and many of yours. You know, the fact of the matter is, when we have these discussions, many people in the audience, with very, very few exceptions, if the laws and the regulations that were in place today were there 100 or 200 years ago, this ship would be empty. It has changed over the times. But the fact of the matter is, what we have here today, and in particular when I look out here in the first row and see 5 great individuals who decided before they became citizens to serve our country. Now, literally, right across the river, 239 years ago, our forefathers, without reservation, signed a Declaration of Independence, which quite frankly was a death sentence if it didn't go the right way. But they knew that this country had to be made up of immigrants, that the reason they were here is for that individual freedom, whether you want to practice a religion, if you didn't want to practice a religion, and that everybody who came here, although it is today, was equal. And that great Constitution that they put together just a short time later was a flexible document. It reflected the views of what those great men and women put together at the time. But they also knew that they didn't know in 50 years, 100 years, or 237 years, that it needed to be flexible to understand the conditions that were going on in that day. It literally is the strength of what we have. But you have come here freely and of your own volition to be a part of this great place we call the United States. I mentioned to you earlier, this is very emotional to me for a number of reasons, none of which is a story I want to share with you that impacted my life tremendously. I had my oldest son who served in the Army, who was serving in South Korea, and met a young lady who came from, I'll call it the left coast, California. They met, they got married, and I had my first granddaughter. They were serving down at Fort Hood, Texas, both in the Army, not my granddaughter, although she was. And in the middle of the night, I got a call from my son who was crying on the phone. You know, it wasn't good. And they said my daughter-in-law was going to be deported. Deported for what? Apparently, her parents brought her up from Mexico as a very young child. She is as American as anybody in this audience. She understood. But apparently there was a glitch. This was right after the 9/11, and they were literally going to dismiss her out of the Army. Somebody who put the uniform on was willing to give her life, and yet didn't have the pathway to citizenship. And that's what is so special today, whether you're wearing a uniform or not, is that you have that ability to come here and become a part of this great nation. So I shared today, and I'm trying not to get choked up, when she raised her right hand like you did and became an American citizen. One of the proudest days of my life is to see that somebody, through thick and thin, and many of you came with some tremendous stories, was able to join this great melting pot. I congratulate you. I thank you for serving, and for your families for being here on this great day. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman, for those